Special key fob programmers used by locksmiths are ending up in the hands of car thieves.
Investigative reporter James Stratton says prosecutors have linked the devices to a Milwaukee car theft ring, stealing, chopping, and selling cars across our area.
This Jeep Trackhawk is a trophy for Justin Powell. Police say he posted, quote, "This a trophy for me" on Instagram, bragging about having it in early May.
That one particularly, I've got about 90,000 bucks in.
But the high-performance trophy...
That boy said, "This is trophy."
isn't actually his. The SUV belongs to a Florida man, Frank Trageser.
It's probably one of the quickest cars on the road because of that all-wheel drive. It's 707 horsepower stock.
It was stolen after Trageser parked it at this airport area hotel when he was in town visiting his fiancée.
There's a million and one things going through your head when your car gets stolen. I've never had that happen before.
Police found it the next day near a condo, 76th and Brown Deer Road, where police say Powell's girlfriend lives. They arrested him. A search warrant says inside that home, police found 2 key programmers like these used by locksmiths to reprogram car keys legally. Police also found over 15 key fobs, including one programmed to work with Trageser's Jeep. A woman who said she was Powell's girlfriend answered the door for 12 News while she was talking to a man claiming to be Powell on the phone. Search warrant says they searched this place.
One thing they always say, never put the evidence where you lay. You did. Don't poop where you eat. You know what I'm saying? You did.
On Wabash and found key programmers.
Yeah, that's not my residence, bro, so I couldn't even tell you who it belonged to.
Powell is in custody at the Milwaukee County Jail, the number displayed on her caller ID. They allege that there's this car theft ring where people are stealing cars with programmers, scraping the VINs, chopping the cars, selling them for a profit. But you tell me you're not a part of any of it.
That's been going on before I was in jail and after I was in jail, bro. I'm not a part of that. Still going. As you interviewing me right now, that's going on right now.
But you're telling me that you weren't a part of any of it.
No.
Hook up that programmer.
Thieves can plug the car key fob programmer into virtually any car and start most up in seconds. 12 News had a locksmith show us how it works.
You can just read the data for the car. It should take a couple seconds.
Anyone can get their hands on this tool by buying one on Amazon, or thieves steal them from locksmiths, sometimes at gunpoint. Prosecutors say Powell bragged about robbing the key man and that additional charges are anticipated. Prosecutors say Powell told them his job is the lookout man in the ring, sharing locations of cars they want to steal. The criminal complaint says members of the theft ring would then steal the car with the programmer, and Powell would, quote, facilitate the sales of stolen vehicles between the auto thieves and the people he knew looking to purchase, and then take a cut. Police say they found numerous stolen vehicles at this shop near 73rd and Florist, including Trageser's Jeep with a fixed back window. What about the car shop at 73rd and Florist?
I don't have no idea, bro.
Powell says he didn't take the high-performance Jeep. So you're telling me that you're innocent?
100%.
Trageser just wants his trophy fixed and returned to him.
You 100% innocent, but they find 100% of evidence at your crib, where you stay, where you lay. You boys be backwards. Y'all just do stuff. Don't even think. Don't even plan it out. Just jumping right out the window.
It's been an awful situation all in all. I mean, what are you going to do? Things happen in life.
Just so frightening hearing all those details and how they're approaching the situation. James, how do you protect your car?
A couple of things you can do. You can get an onboard diagnostic plug that'll
connect right underneath your steering wheel, or a club for that wheel that'll deter thieves from getting into your car.
And about 80% of vehicles are vulnerable to this?
Unfortunately, quite a bit of them. In Milwaukee, the Nissans, Infinitis, Jeeps, Dodge, Chrysler, Acura seem to be stolen the most. But prosecutors say the high-end or performance cars like that Jeep Trackhawk are most sought after by criminal enterprises looking to sell, then steal, chop, and sell the cars.
All right, investigative reporter James Stratton, great information.
Back now with a live look at Mitchell International. It's one of several locations in the area where investigators say cars have been stolen, all part of a car theft ring in Kenosha. And that's where our Abril Preciado is live with details about the operation. Abril, fill us in.
Well, Mary, let me tell you, we're talking thousands of dollars were involved in this operation, where the Kenosha County Sheriff's Office tells us cars were stolen from homes and airports, just like Mitchell International.
And all began with the license plate.
A crucial piece of evidence found on this Kenosha County road in Somers in March 2022.
Volvos, BMWs, brand new trucks, the Hellcats, Jeep Cherokee.
It led to the discovery of an interstate car theft ring. The Kenosha County Sheriff says more than 175 high-end cars were targeted and stolen.
It was a very sophisticated operation.
Investigators say the people involved swapped out VIN plates and radios, then sold the cars throughout the country for cash below their value. The money then went to phony LLCs, then to real estate purchases. Those properties were then sold to launder the money, connected to stolen weapons, heroin, and meth.
All the food groups are represented: guns, drugs, and money. Right? There's a lot of money.
There were raids in La Crosse, Madison, Sun Prairie, Milwaukee, Racine, and Chicago. It all eventually led to the arrest of 23 people. The Kenosha County Sheriff's Office says Deontay Shields, Kasha Griffin, and LaShawn Davis Jr. are among the 9 people involved from Wisconsin.
Although we have people in custody, you never know who's working with them and how many more investigations might be, ancillary investigations might be coming to fruition based on their charges.
I'm talking about
And the sheriff says that all people in custody have been charged.
these car theft rings making millions. All of them. All of them, it was making millions.
With federal crimes that include
Like I'm talking about the ones in like Illinois, Milwaukee, Dallas, different places.
conspiring to receive,
New York.
transport, and sell stolen vehicles. Reporting live in Milwaukee, Abril Preciado, Fox 6 News.
Real thing. News tonight, a bold daytime car theft in Milwaukee. A family's car stolen right in front of their house as they worked in the
And this just happened, I think, today or yesterday.
yard.
The thief entered through the sunroof. 12 News' Nick Bohr spoke to the owner, who wants to warn others how quickly this could happen.
Last Friday,
Broad
they were in
daylight.
their yard at their northwest side home as their car was stolen right before their eyes.
We walked to the back to do some mowing of the lawn, and as we walked back to the front, we noticed our vehicle.
Definitely somebody else, the angle was somebody else's doorbell across the street. Everybody got doorbell cameras now.
Pulling off, along with the vehicle that we saw 2 houses down following my vehicle.
That vehicle was identical to theirs, an Infiniti QX70. Surveillance video shows the daring thieves. It also shows her husband hopping into his car to follow them, but they got away.
Looks like they attempted to unlock the door, couldn't, and then use some type of device to smash the sunroof, and was able to hop right in and start the car within seconds.
The type of car stolen here is important because Infinitis can be susceptible to a tactic commonly used by car thieves to reprogram the key fobs and drive off quickly as if they already had the keys.
Completely shocking, mind-blowing.
It's a practice featured by 12 News Investigates just a few months ago on the reprogramming of key fobs and using them to steal cars. And it looked like they were aware of you, because it seems as if they ducked down behind the car so that they couldn't be seen, right?
Absolutely. And so that's one thing that I do want to bring to the attention of the public and the community, that these thieves are watching us. They're watching our moves. They know what to do and they know when to do it.
And she fears this might be the last time she'll ever see her car. In Milwaukee, Nick Bohr, WISN 12 News.
They've been going crazy.
"94% of Milwaukee car thefts remain unsolved." That's what we're finding in Milwaukee police data.
Jason Calvi joins us live. And Jason, I know you dug into what MPD is trying to do to keep your car safe.
Yeah, Ben. Well, MPD says they've set up.
Boy, 94% of Milwaukee car thefts go unsolved. That's why they stealing them like that, going crazy.
A task force of officers dedicated to this very issue of car thefts. Even so, sometimes victims say they need to take matters into their own hands.
Mike Johnson owns a car, but the one he's driving now, that's a rental.
It's heartbreaking. You know, I worked hard to save up and treat myself to something new, just to see it be literally dismantled in front of my eyes.
He says that's because in July, thieves stole his car.
I can get over my stuff, but it's my kids' stuff that really, like, it almost put me into tears.
Milwaukee crime data reveals his car is one of 4,100 stolen this year. That number is down 31% from this time last year.
Some of these individuals, we're seeing their fingerprints on dozens of recovered stolen cars. And therefore, obviously, those are the individuals that we had to put resources and focus on. And that's what we did.
Johnson's stolen Kia SUV had a low jack GPS system. So he tracked the car, eventually finding it inside this garage.
I did exactly what they did to me. They took it without asking.
But as Johnson waits for a body shop to fix the damage,
They just treated it like a war zone.
on Saturday, he'll have to return the insurance-provided rental.
It's more inconvenient than anything.
And this year, MPD reports arresting 600 people for car thefts. That's a clearance rate, the percentage of arrests made in these cases, of 6% this year. Compare that with 2021, when the clearance rate was 3%. Reporting live in Milwaukee, Jason Calvi, Fox 6 News.
.632 breaking right now. A massive interstate car theft ring busted in Kenosha County. The Kenosha County Sheriff's Office posting on Facebook within the hour, 23 people are now federally indicted from Wisconsin to Chicago. They also posted photos of luxury cars and evidence recovered. Investigators say this all started in 2022 with a license plate found on a rural Kenosha County road. It was traced back to a stolen vehicle from Milwaukee. Detectives spent 3 years tracking a high-end theft ring that was targeting vehicles from homes and Milwaukee's Mitchell Airport. The stolen cars were rekeyed, given fake VIN numbers, and sold across the country for cash. Investigators also recovered stolen guns, credit card cloning devices, along with heroin, meth, linked to a drug supply line in Indiana.
Tonight, we are seeing the moments North Texas police busted a car theft ring worth more than $1 million. And we've learned it stretched across several cities in North Texas.
Yeah, Joe Puneker shows us how police caught the thieves and why what they stole matters.
You won't see this often. A car theft ring spanning 3 cities busted by SWAT. An investigation by local, state, and federal authorities. And finally, this.
They were specifically targeting high-end luxury vehicles, and they apparently knew how to get access to them.
It ends with 4 arrests, 3 linked directly to the crime. Police say this surveillance even has the thieves dismantling one of the trunks.
They're trying to remove the actual GPS from the vehicle.
Yeah, y'all crazy, yo. They nuts. They got the big ones though. Look. Phantoms and the big black that was working on the Bentley back there. Couple Phantoms.
There were 6
crazy.
high-end vehicles found across 2 Dallas locations.
Target of opportunity. They were able to gain access to the vehicle's keys.
One of those cases is here in West Plano. On June 6th, a 2024 Rolls-Royce was taken from a valet stand. They also hit Grapevine in Dallas. The thieves stole 2 Rolls-Royces, a Cadillac Escalade, a Maserati, and an Audi. Jeremy Rosenthal is a prosecutor turned defense attorney.
Texas has what's called a value ladder. The more valuable the item that's being stolen, the higher the punishments are.
Also fascinating, Texas DPS, Dallas, Grapevine, and the FBI were working their own theft cases until...
After sharing some information, we realized that we're actually working the same suspects. So it all came together.
You're looking at $1.5 million in stolen cars. The suspects are definitely in the first-degree felony territory, 5 to 99 years or life. And that's just Texas.
Federal sentencing is a whole nother ballgame. When the feds get involved, they play for keeps.
This doesn't happen often, but when it does, it gets everyone's attention. In DFW, I'm Jobin Puniker.
Wow. That's crazy. They give a person that much time for some cars.
ABC6, the first to tell you about teens stealing Kias and Hyundais back in 2021. Now car thieves stepping up their game, breaking into vehicles without busting a window or turning a key.
Now we've seen, thanks to technology, it's a little easier for car thieves to find a way to get into any kind of car model.
God, they trashed all over the seats and floor.
We were with Atiba Jones when he saw his SRT Scat Pack for the first time since it was stolen last fall and down.
Man, you could order stuff off Amazon to get in cars.
Downtown Columbus.
That's how easy
the
it
Dodge
is
now filled with trash and drug paraphernalia.
I'm happy to have it back, but they got real comfortable in there for it to be a stolen car. I was thinking like, they just driving it like it was theirs.
Atiba tells us he had his key fob with him when thieves plugged into his dashboard and digitally cloned his fob to steal his charger.
That's the crazy part, is that with all the technology in the world, it's like, we think we got a better situation where we can keep our stuff safe. But I guess crime's always going to figure a way out.
We've uncovered a second keyless theft scheme. A thief stands near your home or office using a device similar to this, or that's something that looks like a TV antenna. It captures your key fob's radio signal, which is always on. That frequency then relayed to an accomplice near the targeted car, who then clones the key fob code and uses it to unlock the vehicle and drive away.
Yeah. Just spread your feet for me. In January, Hilliard police arrested 4 suspected car thieves, including 3 teenagers, during a routine traffic stop.
How old are you, man? 18. Are you allowed to possess a firearm?
Police discovering more than just guns. They found a bag filled with blank digital key fobs and a scanner to diagnose car codes.
Yeah,
if you
that.
did not stop them, these guys could still be.
That right there, that scanner, you can order that on Amazon. You can order that on Amazon.
Stealing cars.
There is a possibility that if we had not made that traffic stop, they were able to get a hold of some cars that night.
ABC6 reaching out to Columbus police to learn how many of these car thefts officers have responded to. But CPD tells us they do not track those specific statistics. The National Insurance Crime Bureau telling us it does not know how common this newer phenomenon of key theft programming is, but it's significant enough that they're now working with law enforcement to raise awareness to combat the scheme.
You can actually see what's going on with the vehicle at any time.
ABC6 on your side with ways you can lock out the bad guys by blocking the constant low-power signals coming from a car's key fob.
What cars are vulnerable to this?
Anything that's push-button start.
Jason Cook with Columbus Car Audio and Accessories shows us this security system. Installers take your car fob and place it in a radio frequency blocking box that prevents the fob signal from transmitting when it's locked inside.
It'll only activate the key when we want it active.
The security box, hidden in the car, can only be opened to release the signal when a specially designed fob is pressed to unlock that car.
Every time you hit the button, it changes the code.
And then when you use it again,
it changes the code.
The security system also lets you know about the car's every move on the fob and an app.
They're going to actually give you alerts when you lock, unlock, remote start, or if your security system is triggered, it will alert you right here and tell you what's going on.
Police tell us steering wheel locks also deter and slow down the car thieves. Just like criminals, law enforcement taking advantage of technology to stop those crooks.
There's a lot of different things out there that you can GPS your cars. That way, if it does get stolen, you're able to give us real-time information on where that car is.
Crime-fighting steps Atiba says he'll use should he ever get behind the wheel of this car again.
I know that the car will be repaired, it'll be put back together, but what do I do from here? I'm still gonna have to deal with damage.
On your side, Steve Levine, ABC 6 News.
Yeah, I thought, well, I ain't thought it's bad in Milwaukee.
As we prepare for temperatures
right
to
now.
drop next week, the Milwaukee Police Department urges you to think twice before you leave your car unattended, waiting for it to warm up. Our Zoe Chapala explains why.
Crimes of opportunity, often impulsive and involves little to no planning. From a purse left unattended to the garage door you forgot to shut, it's an opportunity criminals seize to commit a crime, something the Milwaukee Police Department says it's all too familiar with.
We do see an increase of vehicles being taken with keys.
Especially as temperatures dip during the winter months.
I know it's cold outside and you want to get into your warm car. You should not leave your car running with the keys in it because it's an easy target. Someone that might also be cold might be walking by and might jump into your car and take it.
But Sergeant Efrain Cornejo says there are steps you can take to keep yourself from becoming a target.
Don't leave valuables inside your car. Don't leave them in plain sight.
You can also install a kill switch into your car or use a steering wheel lock. But most importantly, Cornejo says if you see something, say something.
If we can prevent these from happening, it would be very helpful because we might be preventing something else from happening.
In Milwaukee, Zoe Chapala, Fox 6 News.
Milwaukee police say you should also not leave firearms in your car if your car is stolen with that weapon inside. Police say increase.
Milwaukee definitely on the top 10 lists around the world of car thefts.
Increases the chances of that gun getting into the wrong hands.
But these car theft rings making millions of dollars.
I was actually just shocked by the brazenness of this young man to simply say, should I kill him?
New at 9, we have shared stories of crimes and neighbors say they hit too close to home. This morning, a Milwaukee man's home actually was hit after suspects shot at him and tried to steal one of his daughter's car. Fox 6's Durante Matthews is live at the District 7 police station. And Durante, you have video of what happened here.
Yeah, that's where I say I'm the.
Yeah, these little crack babies, they'll try to shoot you in and take your car. What the?
Whole incident was caught on a Ring doorbell camera. Clifford Taylor tells me that this morning he had ran to his front door after he woke up to somebody breaking his daughter's car window. Next thing he knew, he was dodging bullets.
Do it! Do it!
Saturday morning screaming
Do it! You on camera, punk!
ends with shots fired.
They have no regards for life.
Right outside Clifford Taylor's North Side home.
I was actually just shocked by the brazenness of this young man to simply say, should I kill him?
Taylor says he woke up to the sounds of shattered glass outside just before 8. He ran to his front door and saw 4 people trying to steal his daughter's car.
And when I approached them to bring a stop to it, one of them yelled out, should I kill him?
Leading him to say,
do it, go right ahead, take your best shot.
Ring video catches one of the suspects shoot before they all scatter off near 62nd and Melvina. Taylor says the gunman fired about 3 shots, all missing him, but one of those bullets did go straight through his.
And gonna cry as soon as they go to jail. These YNs do all this tough stuff and cry as soon as they get caught.
living room window.
And when you open fire on my house, you have no idea who was sitting inside on the other side of the wall. And so you put my family at harm's risk.
Taylor says he's seen an increase in crime in the area over the years. He adds police quickly came to investigate and neighbors have also been supportive. In the sweeping aftermath, he also saw his own car was targeted.
They attempted to break in here by popping that.
He says he has faith the 4 suspects will be caught. And when that happens, he says he does have one request.
Look, is his hand faking like he got like that ain't even a gun? I think he got like his phone or something. I think he did that. Look at his hand. I think he acting like his hand is like he got a gun. Watch when he bring it in, because I saw it the first, like when they first played it. So little dude and them probably thought he had a gun. That's probably why they were saying, should I kill him? Look.
I only ask that I will be allowed to maybe talk to them, counsel them.
And Taylor also tells me this entire situation has his wife shaken up, his son angry, and his grandkids confused. But he did tell me that he tries to...
Yeah, look.
So then,
I'm gonna play it again because he
maybe talk to...
He acted like he had a gun or something.
He has faith the 4 suspects...
like that. Look.
Break in here by popping that.
He says he has faith the 4 suspects will be caught. And when that happens, he says he does have one request.
I only ask that I will be allowed to maybe talk to them, counsel them.
And Taylor also tells me this entire situation has his wife shaken up, his son angry, and his grandkids confused. But he did tell me that he tries to fix problems.
I mean, he ain't in the wrong for acting like he had a gun, but at the same time, you act like you got a gun, somebody might get to shooting at you.
Rather than run away from them, so he's not going anywhere. Reporting live in Milwaukee, Durante Matthews, Fox 6 News.
Durante, I'm curious, what did he have to say about his reaction, real-time reaction in the moment, about why he actually said, just do it, just pull the trigger there?
Yeah, I did ask him that question, and he said in the moment it was just the adrenaline pumping and some slight foolishness on his part for that.
An honest man indeed. Durante Matthews live for us. Thank you so much.
Federal investigators now on the case of high-end cars stolen from Milwaukee's airport. More than 20 have been taken since the start of last year. Our Sarah McGrew spoke exclusively with Milwaukee County Sheriff. She's live at the airport with what is being done now to try and catch those thieves. Sarah.
Yes, Steve, we're used to hearing about the stolen Hyundais and Kias, but here
at real, I see this like happening at the airport, and I remember like one time, and this was probably like 2 years ago. I went in the airport in Milwaukee. I went in the wrong way. I went in with my car and the Challenger, but I went in through like the rental part. And I got stuck in there, and they had to bring security and everything. Like they treated me like I was like still in my own car. I'm telling them like I went in the wrong part. This is my car. This is not a rental car. And now I see what's going on. Look, 2 years later, look, people still in cars at the airport. So they probably was already. That's probably why they was acting like that. They was already doing it.
The airport parking structure, it's high-end supercharged vehicles like Ram pickup trucks and Jeep Grand Cherokees that people need to be concerned about. The investigation involves federal, state, and local agencies across several states in the Midwest and South.
We believe that there are individuals that are coordinating this highly well coordinated. And again, they're being very strategic in how they're looking for targeting certain vehicles, high-end vehicles.
At Mitchell International Airport, 21 high-end cars like Ram pickups, Dodge Hellcats, and Jeep Grand Cherokees have been stolen since April of 2021.
Why these cars, and what are the differences, similarities between the Kias and Hyundais that are being stolen and these high-end cars that are being stolen?
Well, certainly these cars can be resold out on eBay and other sites for, you can get a high dollar for them.
Court documents show the thieves are using technology to steal the cars, then retitling them and applying fake VINs before reselling them.
This is sophisticated theft. It takes a little bit more than with the Kias and the Hyundais. and individuals are using some very elaborate measures in order to steal these cars that don't want to obviously go into it.
Of the cars stolen from the Mitchell parking structure, 13 have been recovered from Milwaukee all the way to Florida, but not Greg Kunis's truck.
It's frustrating.
Kunis's car was stolen in January from the structure.
Walked out with my bags and I'm going, okay, wait a minute, was I on the right floor? Was I in the right spot? But I park in the same spot every time I go.
Unfortunately, Sheriff Lucas says there's not much Kunis or other victims could have done to prevent it.
It's a crime of opportunity. Certainly there's anti-theft devices that people can use on their vehicles, but certainly in the cases that we've seen, individuals that were motivated to take and steal the cars, they would go to great lengths in order to get away with that car because of its value.
He says his department is doing more enhanced patrols of the parking areas at the airport.
The airport has responsibility for the security systems at the lot and surface lots, as well as in the structure themselves. And so again, but we can always do more to enhance and improve upon those.
Meanwhile, Kunis no longer drives his personal car to the airport.
I have somebody drop me off. I have a driver drop me off. Or I take a very nondescript, reasonably priced car that nobody wants.
And Sheriff Lucas says that several arrests have been made in connection to the thefts, but the investigation is still ongoing. He says if you're in the parking structure and see something suspicious, to report it to officials here right away. Live from Milwaukee County Airport, Sarah McGrew, TMJ4 News.
Sarah, thank you. Stolen car numbers actually down this year in Milwaukee compared to the record pace we set last year. More than 5,000 have been reported in the city. That's below 2021, but we're still more than double the pace we were from the pandemic year of 2020.
New video is emerging tonight of a SWAT team busting a theft ring that swiped luxury vehicles from North Texas valet stands. Police say the three suspects managed to snag more than $1.5 million in high-end cars. Fox 4's Amelia Jones live to take us through this investigation. Amelia.
Steve, police say the suspects in the theft ring stole luxury cars from Plano, Dallas, and Grapevine. One of the suspects turned out to be the link that connected multiple agencies and connected the dots that turned into an arrest of 3 people involved. On June 6th, Plano police say a Rolls-Royce was reported stolen from the west side of town. The car was valeted, and somehow the suspects got the keys and drove off with it.
And that vehicle alone is worth $500,000.
After looking at local surveillance, they could only see
on the real, sitting on all them cars, that's hot. They should have had a better plan. If you get the car, you get it gone. Don't sit on it, because the longer you sit on it, they come catch you with this over with. Once you sell it and get it on, they really can't do much. They really can't, you know what I'm saying? But they catch you with it red-handed, it's over with for you.
part of a suspect vehicle, a white Mercedes. Investigators with the Texas Department of Public Safety reached out to Plano investigators for help with a case involving the same white Mercedes and a suspect that both departments were familiar with.
We really piggybacked off of Texas Department of Public Safety and Dallas Police Department because they were actively working this along with an FBI task force.
On June 11th, Plano investigators, along with Texas DPS and the FBI, were on scene when Dallas SWAT officers executed a search warrant for 2 homes on Alto Garden in South Dallas. 6 high-end luxury cars were recovered, including the white Mercedes and the Rolls-Royce stolen from Plano. The other vehicles were reported stolen from Dallas and at least one from Grapevine.
I think all the plates were taken off. So we checked the vehicle identification numbers, and then they showed up on NCIC and TCIC as stolen vehicles.
Plano police believe the suspects were likely creating their own paper tags. A new law banning paper tags on newly sold vehicles took effect Tuesday, in part.
Okay, now them was just the ones they got caught with. Them boys probably, they got caught with 1.5 million in cars. Imagine how many they sold and how much money they made already. Wow.
Over concerns about criminals using them. 3 people were.
But Texas got a law that go by the value of the whatever you stole. So the higher the value, the more the time.
arrested in connection with the theft ring Miguel Angel Hernandez, Salvador Hernandez Jr., and Oscar Ivan Valdez Garcia.
Just good collaboration between all the agencies involved.
And all of the cars are back with their rightful owners. I can imagine the owners are very grateful.
So are the insurance companies. Yes, ma'am.
It's unclear what the three planned to do with the cars. Right now, we don't have any information about the
The insurance companies is who happy. That's who happy.
circumstances surrounding the cars stolen out of Dallas and Grapevine. All three face first-degree felony charges of theft greater than $300,000. Valdez Garcia had 15 active warrants, and he remains in custody at the Collin County Jail without bond. The other two have since bonded out. Steve, back to you.
They already out.
All right, Amelia Jones live tonight. Thanks, Amelia.
They bonded out. They bonded out already. They just made them. They got that bag. They got caught with $1.5 million.
Investigators
They
say
got that
surveillance
bag.
video shows a massive law enforcement operation busting a luxury car theft ring in Pleasant Grove. The car is valued at more than $1.5 million. Maria Guerrero has newly obtained video of the takedown.
The chilling takedown in Pleasant Grove. SWAT, Dallas, Plano, and FBI agents busting an alleged theft ring, uncovering a trove of swanky cars. The multi-agency bust culminating with the gutsy theft of this $500,000 2024 Rolls-Royce Spectre, swiped, Plano police say, from a restaurant's valet stand in early June.
Suspect saw a target of opportunity when they drove up in another vehicle, the white Mercedes. Saw a target of opportunity with where the vehicles were parked at, and was able to obtain a set of keys.
Just like that?
Just like that. And I don't know the circumstances on how he did it or anything else like that. That's still being looked at.
While the suspect and their accomplice managed to drive away, DPS alerted Plano police the suspect's Mercedes, caught on camera, was already on their radar for car thefts in Dallas and Grapevine.
We got in on the tail end of it after they had already planned for the search warrants and stuff.
Joining forces, agents carried out search warrants at a house near Lake June and Buckner, then a second house close by, discovering $1.5 million worth of premium cars, 2 Rolls-Royce, a Maserati, a Cadillac Escalade, an Audi.
Another was taken off of like a motor vehicle transport. And then one of the other vehicles, I think it may have been the other Rolls-Royce, was taken while the owner was getting gas.
This was just anywhere they may have maybe
Absolutely.
spotted the car that they wanted, perhaps?
Absolutely, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, that's what it seems to be.
Police arresting Oscar Valdez and Miguel and Salvador Hernandez on theft charges. Police say that's Oscar and Miguel hard at work before the raid, dismantling the Spectre's GPS system. Of course, ensuring the fancy EV is plugged in. The FBI also...
At your crib? You gonna bring the stolen cars to your crib and do this? That's backwards, man. That's backwards.
seizing an arsenal of firearms and car theft tools.
If you have a luxury car, which a lot of people do in DFW, I don't know, how do you prevent something like this from happening to you?
Be aware of your surroundings. If you leave your vehicle, or even if you just get out and you're standing next to it wanting to pump gas, don't leave it running, don't leave the keys in it.
Maria Guerrero, NBC5.
My name is Hondo Underwood. I stole cars valued at over $1 million. Some were stolen to order, some went to chop shops. This is how crime works. I've probably stole 200 to 300 vehicles. To me, once I got proficient at stealing, there was no time of day that was safe. I would be even fine with stealing a vehicle while you're sitting on your couch. I've put a lot of people in harm's way. Not just myself, not just the other people that were on the road, but also the police officers that were involved in chasing me and pursuing me. As a Marine or a former Marine, I'm always aware of my surroundings, no matter what, even to this day. But when you...
Dang, he went from a Marine to car thief.
mix former military...
That just must tell you that it wasn't even worth it. They don't even... Damn, you had to be a car thief after coming from being a Marine?
attention detail, and drugs, it enhances that even more, especially when you're in a stolen vehicle and running from the police. There's been high-speed chases that I've been in 5-6 times in a day that range anywhere from 30 seconds to 5 minutes. Well, the police officers that were telling me were not just regular uniformed police officers. It was a CMAT team. It was the Auto Theft Task Force out of Denver, Lakewood, Jefferson County. And at that point in time in 2017, police officers were going through this, I guess, phase where they're not supposed to pursue high-speed, getaways. There was times where I would taunt the police. I'd see them, and they were just waiting for me to make that move. There was times where I'd wave at them. There was times where I'd flip them off. There was times that I'd just drive by and...
He did just say he was on drugs, so I can see why he was doing all that goofy stuff.
and smile because I knew they weren't going to do nothing. And when they did, they knew I was getting away. It was definitely an experience where it went from nervousness to, okay, let's have fun. It was a rough game of cat and mouse. There were times that I was in a stolen vehicle and I pulled a gun on an undercover cop. And I didn't realize it was an undercover cop until he reached for his radio. Maybe 2-3 weeks later, I was apprehended by 32 police officers. I stole cars between 2016 and I was apprehended in 2017. During the first time, I was selling drugs and I started using them as well. The first vehicle that I ever stole was a older model Suburban. The ignitions are very easy to disable and start the vehicle. Essentially, it was in a parking lot where it was low lit and plenty of vehicles around, so nobody really, it was kind of undercover. I felt a sense of rush, like an adrenaline rush. Well, I'm like, well, what do we do next? Where's the next one? It was almost an addiction to doing it. From there, it moved on from a Suburban to Dodge Rams, F-350s, Cadillac Escalades. And reason being is they were all very similar in a sense of design and security. In the beginning, I had a fascination with keys. I was using jiggler keys to start the ignitions. I could take any kind of key, and if it was shaved down correctly, I can open up any kind of padlock, vehicle locks, but it was pretty much the luck of the draw, whether or not it was going to work. So after that, I discarded the keys and found other ways that were guaranteed 100% of the time to be able to start and drive off. So then I got into flatheads and vice grips. Flathead was able to open the vehicle just like a jiggler key, break off glow rings, they're called, on the vehicles where the ignition is at, and put a set of vice grips around them and just pretty much turn them forward and use the flathead to then start the vehicle. In the beginning, to steal a vehicle, it was anywhere from 1 to 5 minutes. During that time, I used a lookout and a getaway car. It got down to 6 to 7 seconds that I was stealing a vehicle. I try to keep my personal baggage at a minimum, just because if I had to jump out of a vehicle, the chances of leaving things behind were greater. But there were a lot of times I had anywhere from handguns to shotguns to fully automatic weapons. There was a time where I remember pulling up to a house. The vehicle was parked across the street. There was a family sitting in their living room, and with the blinds open, you can see them sitting there watching TV. I started the truck, and as I was driving off, I remember them looking out. What was going through their mind? What was going through my mind? I don't believe that car theft is a victimless crime. When you steal somebody's car, you're also stealing their ways to work, to get food for their children. You never know the circumstances somebody's in. And when you're to Mexico.
The happier the home loan experience, the happier the home. Go to mortgagematchup.com to find a home loan expert near you.
To Mexico, a lot of SUVs, bigger Suburbans and stuff like that were used to either pack shelter. If you don't have money, a means of transportation, you don't have anything. You might even die out there. And homelessness has went up significantly in Denver, especially downtown Denver.
My brother, this is not your car. This is my car. But why are you in my car? No, you can't get out because we calling the cops.
It's definitely not just the YNs stealing cars. Look, it's not just the YNs. This is a grown Arab right here.
What do you mean for what? This is Grand Theft Auto. I don't know what. Are you trying to steal my car? What are you doing? No, that has nothing to do with nothing, bro. Bro, so just what were you doing in my car? You can't be doing that, fam. You can't be doing that.
He caught him still in the car. And that was a grown Arab.
Well, it all started when police found a license plate in rural Wisconsin, and then that led to a federal investigation.
Now, more than 20 people are charged in a theft ring that included states like Wisconsin, Illinois, and Indiana. Tia Ewing is here with details on this major bust.
Yes, very major. 23 people in total, to be exact. 5 people right here from our state are now facing charges tonight after a massive car theft ring was busted. They are among nearly 24 arrested following a years-long investigation. Now, once police found that discarded license plate, the investigation led them to uncover a theft ring that spanned multiple states. More than 175 cars, many considered new and high-end, were being stolen in Wisconsin before being sold across the country. And that money was then used to buy real estate, which police say was ultimately sold to launder money. 23 people are facing several charges, including creating front companies, altering VIN numbers, making fake vehicle titles, I should say, and selling stolen cars for money and drugs. Some of these charges carry sentences ranging from a minimum of 5 years up to 25 years in prison. Here.
Hi, Candace and Ernie. Need a car? Place an order, and one could be stolen for you. That's the way investigators say this went down. I talked to NYPD Commissioner here today, the Queens County District Attorney, NY State Police also worked on this. Operation Hellcat, it's called, named for one of the popular Dodge model cars that was stolen. Some of the evidence is laid out on the table at the offices of the Queens District Attorney. There are guns, burglary tools, and computer equipment to reprogram electronic car fobs. Pix 11 News was on the scene as law enforcement made an arrest on Wednesday.
It's a sight that you really don't want to see if you're the bad guy looking out. And the general public, it's frightening.
Police showed up in force. This board now shows the alleged enterprise corruption organization, the Steel Crew.
It is one of the biggest auto theft rings that we have seen in the last decade. The massive criminal ecosystem consists of 3 separate groups who all work together.
Investigators say the suspects created a network of thieves and brokers to steal cars in the city, New Jersey, Long Island, Westchester, and even Massachusetts. Dealers used social media to sell the cars for $1,000 to $6,000.
This crew targeted regular vehicles driven by everyday New Yorkers who relied on them to get to work, to take their kids to school, and just to live their lives.
It's been a 3-year.
Boy, they going crazy all around the world. Going crazy with it.
Investigation that began with a single arrest. Undercover officers served as some buyers, and they could actually place orders for a specific car to be stolen. Detectives say the crews were organized and thorough.
If they had an AirTag that they missed or some sort of locating device, they actually knew enough to leave it on the street for a day or two, just in case they missed it. Very, very smart.
Conviction in these cases, you could be looking at a 25-year prison sentence. They have charged this as a criminal enterprise, and that puts these cases at a higher level. At least 126 cars were stolen. About 44 were recovered and returned to owners. Live in Kew Gardens, Queens, Greg Mocker, Pix 11 News.
Thank you.
Wow, because once somebody once they sell them and people go get them registered, it's a wrap. You know what I'm saying? Once they sell them and people go, get them registered and stuff, most likely they gone forever then. Or they send them overseas or something, you know what I'm saying? Send them overseas to people and stuff. They going crazy right now. Y'all leave y'all thoughts in the comments. What y'all think? Y'all think it's gonna get worse? Worse, What it's gonna do? Or is they gonna get a grip on it? Are they gonna start charging? Like, are the charges gonna be more severe? What y'all think gonna happen? I'm out.